megaphone, so just don't mute yourself so it won't shut off.
You're good to
Thank
go.
you.
I just put my.
Go ahead,
Okay,
share. Go
wait a
ahead.
minute.
Okay.
I'm all. I'm like, is she in her menu? Hey, what's up, Crisco?
Hey,
What's going on?
Hey,
How you
how you
doing?
doing? Right. Good to
What's up,
see you,
y'all? What up,
sister. How you doing?
Jehovah?
Hey, I was off
Hey.
my headset.
I was like, yeah,
Hey,
she must be
Doc.
in her menu or something.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Yummy NFTs. I'm your host, City Girl, and tonight we feature an Altspace favorite, Artsy. The regulars here in Altspace, Artsy is a talented artist who turned into a world builder who has created many of the locations that we frequently visit, like Club Premiere on Thursday nights, the new Mall of the Metaverse, and so many home spaces that the community is utilizing from her Patreon, as well as many custom creations. And especially, we're in this world right now. As you can tell, we changed our location this week. This is one of Artsy's creations right now that we are in. This is a gallery that she has created. Beautiful world.
Thank you.
So, but in the last year,
Yes.
Artsy has also become an icon in the NFT world, specifically within NFT Oasis. So, welcome to the show, Artsy. We're excited to interview you and hear all about your NFT endeavors.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here.
Thank you.
See all my friends.
There's
Thank you
quite a
guys.
turnout for you. I'd like to mention that you were one of the very first people in VR that I followed on Instagram after I visited your your main art gallery back in 2021. And I walked in, and I was blown away by the intensity of the colors and the emotion that was evoked from your artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. And I went over and took a picture of your contact information and started following you on Instagram immediately.
Aw. That's awesome. I never knew that story.
And also, I wanted to congratulate you on being recently
Hi.
named to one of the top 25 women in the metaverse for 2022. That's incredible. So, great job.
Not me
Thank you.
teleport.
And so you've now built over 150 VR world templates within the last year, I read.
Yes.
That's mind blowing. And the stats show that there's over 3,500 experiences in VR utilizing your environments right now. Not to mention, you do these homemade from scratch kits of furniture. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, I've always liked building things. I've been building things since I was a kid. And one thing I used to do frequently was I used to create these little doll houses out of paper and foam core when I was younger, and I'd always make all of the interior and the the furniture from scratch. Um, paper paper models, which was pretty cool. That dollhouse theme is pretty
Hmm.
prominent in my life. I also played The Sims, which I built tons of homes and nightclubs and uh, businesses, like commercial storefronts for my Sims to play in or live in. So that dollhouse theme, is carried over definitely into this space where I create all these fun things for you guys to, you know, custom content your experience in alt space.
And they're beautiful worlds that you've created. The home spaces that you've come out with for the custom ones that we've seen in here are so elaborately beautiful. And at the same time, you feel comfortable and warm and at home when you're in them. So you've managed to capture the absolute beauty and the hominess in one and make it so that a person can go there and feel so comfortable in their own little space.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'm just
I'm
I'm
a
just
I'm a
thinking here.
Taurus and I'm
I keep
creature of
feeling like
comfort, and
Yeah.
I like comfortable things. So like fluffy pillows, when I can get away with it, are part of my daily life experience. So it definitely has to be prominent in my VR spaces.
And we see that here, and the audience can check out these couches that are here. These were designed by Artsy, and look how beautiful the cushions are, nice and squishy for everybody to have nice, comfortable seating while you're here. So you launched your Patreon, and how many subscribers do you now have?
I
That's for your butt.
think right now I have 178
Squishy.
Wow,
patrons.
congratulations, that's amazing.
Mm.
And now this has become a full-time source of income for
Shit.
you? Are you able to, work fully on this?
Yeah, it's actually been my full-time job since I started. Um,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
in September of 2020 is when I started taking clients, and I've literally been full-time since then. Because I've been full-time as an artist since I was 17. Um, it was a smooth transition for me over here.
Wonderful. And then you also have your storefront in the Mall of the Metaverse, so you probably are getting good traffic coming from there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, directly to my site where I have like the email capture and contact information. So people fill those out, and most of them I think come from the Mall of the Metaverse, which is pretty cool.
Amazing. So tell us, how have you migrated from artist to world builder now to NFT arena, specifically your residency with the NFT Oasis? Starting with what is the NFT Oasis and how do you work within that?
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody had attended Burning Man when Burning Man had started in 2020. Um, I was one of the builders that helped other um, artists bring their content into the metaverse. And so the lead architect of the worlds that we saw was Greg Edwards. And Greg Edwards is a co-founder of NFT Oasis, along with Will O'Brien and Jesse Nolan. Um,
Okay.
those three had they met here in Altspace and on Clubhouse, talked a lot, and they created NFT Oasis, which is a company that operates in the NFT market. So they're actually using the metaverse to help other creators tell their stories, help other artists tell their stories. So instead of just having, a gallery to showcase your art, they're giving and like they're equipping the community with a lot of different tools that they can use that are really cool and really innovative to tell your story and make sure that what you're doing here in the metaverse is also broadcasted out um, and vice versa.
Okay. And then, so your work is being showcased in the NFT Oasis?
Yeah, so when well, they had reached a point in their business where they had raised $4.4 million. And I had popped into the clubhouse room that they were having to kind of celebrate that win for them. And Greg Edwards actually brought me to the stage. And Greg, Will, and Jesse basically explained to the audience how they had been watching my work and that they were fans of my work, and like that completely blew me away because when I had first met Greg, I was um, enamored by his world building skills, and so it was really nice to be felt like I was seen and that my work was being valued. And so they offered me a design residency under them for 3 months. And so I did that last year, where I get to work with Greg Edwards and he teaches me different, level design skills. And basically wanted to give me an opportunity to create without feeling, the financial burden of, working for myself. So they offered
Of course,
me,
yeah.
a paid residency where I could just
Right.
work and learn, and be a part of the company. Then
It's the truth.
in January, they offered me a full-time position with NFT Oasis as a world builder and a community builder with inside of Altspace, because what I've been doing in here for the past 2 years is what they want to do in this space as well.
Mm.
What an incredible opportunity. That's so great. It was afforded to you. That's great. So,
Absolutely.
um, So your artwork that you had in your gallery, there was, I know some of it you have transformed into NFTs that are available on OpenSea. Is that correct?
So right now I just have my autograph. So the pictures
Okay.
that are back here are snapshots of the um, autograph that I have on my OpenSea. So it's
Okay.
it wasn't like a full launch. I have several things that I'm working on as far as my personal NFTs. Um, I've just gotten stuck in that perfectionism trap, where like
Mhm.
things have to be perfect or they have to be launched, like the whole big campaign, like a really big launch, and it got overwhelming for me a few months ago and I was trying to
Mhm.
navigate all of that, but I do have several NFTs coming that I think people are really gonna love.
We'll definitely do well for that. Now, shows OpenSea. I know there's several marketplaces that they could go into. Can you offer up like why you chose that platform, and any advice to people who are maybe new to NFTs and want to get their work on there? How do they choose the right marketplace for their project?
So I went back and forth for several months because there are several different blockchains that you can utilize to, mint your NFTs on, and I probably like agonized over it for months, and I decided to go with OpenSea because it's where a majority of the customers are. OpenSea is one of the most popular platforms, and so or one of the most popular marketplaces. And because they use ETH or Ethereum, I
Mhm.
knew that buying Ethereum and probably buying a high price NFT was going to be difficult for a lot of people. I wanted to use Polygon Matic, and so I used Polygon to mint my NFTs for free. So I didn't have to pay to mint, and it could save a lot of people gas money to purchase my NFTs on there.
So
So
there's
it
a
was a
lot of
deliberation.
considerations.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay.
consideration between both accessibility for people knowing about OpenSea already and already having their accounts linked, but people probably also had Ethereum already, and then making sure that um, they wouldn't have to pay exorbitant gas fees.
Would you say that, in general, when people are going to walk into creating NFTs, that those were your considerations? Are there other considerations that people should take into, into regard before they make their decision and not just jump straight into the most, the biggest one, OpenSea, everybody knows, but should they actually look at it and see if there might be an avenue that's better suited for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think um, I had access to a really long list of different blockchains and marketplaces that had different like categorization of like um, what types of files can be done, what types of smart contracts can be put on certain blockchains or certain marketplaces. And so, depending on your project, will depend on where you should put your NFT. And for me, I wasn't doing anything I wasn't doing anything special with um my autographs, but in the future I'm going to probably I'm going to try out some different marketplaces and different coins to mint on. Now, I think for a lot of people we're thinking long term with NFTs, not just short term flips
Hmm.
to gain money or a return on our investment, but long term. And so you want to choose a blockchain that has, um, you know, security and a lot of people on it, something that
Longevity,
has
yeah.
longevity built into it.
Hmm.
And so some of the other blockchains were having, some uh, small failures or hiccups with
Hmm.
how their systems were working. And so I wanted to make sure that I went with something that was secure and that I knew would be around for a while.
Stability is important. Now, do you have an NFT collection of your own of other people's work?
I don't. Well, I do have a couple pieces that people have given to me for free. And I've got a
Mhm.
couple POAPs. but they're I even in my regular like artist life, I'm not really a collector. I don't really collect a lot of things. So the in the NFT space, nothing has really jumped out to me as something I wanted to be a part of. Um, and I'm really careful with the types of investments that I make. So once something, like probably presents itself, I do have the Black Money uh NFT that I got for a barter. So I built a world to barter for their NFT, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's great. Do you see yourself maybe building a world in within AltSpace where you would have a gallery of your NFTs for people to see that they could then go and try to purchase online?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean that's definitely um where I'm going with it. I think the NFT project that I'm working on that is the closest to me is my dollhouse project. And so I'm creating several different combinations of a dollhouse that I created in Blender. Um, those will actually be in here as a world, and you'll be able to actually walk through the dollhouse, you know, um,
That's
and then
amazing.
you can purchase, that specific dollhouse as an NFT.
That's going to be incredible to see. That just sounds so interesting. Um, so have you thought about expanding into other apps outside of AltSpace, like maybe Decentraland or Horizon or any of the other ones where you can also have NFTs incorporated?
I get this question a lot. I think specifically more now, because so many people are using the platforms. But I've been in Decentraland. I've had Mana since 2017, and so I'm familiar with the platforms. Like I'm in Somnium space as well. Crypto voxels is it's a bit too voxy for my taste. Um, but I have explored creating for Decentraland and creating for Somnium Space. It's just that those platforms cost a lot of money for you to really even just explore on. And so for me, it would have to be a client project in order for me to spend that much time trying to transfer my skills over. And they also have they have a lot more restrictions on the types of builds that you can do. And I've been so overwhelmed and busy in here that I haven't had the time to really just lock in the correct flow to get things over there.
Well, we're happy to have you here in AltSpace because we get to enjoy your work and we get to, spend time with you and see everything that you're doing. You've been involved in some really big projects here worldwide. Besides the Mall of the Metaverse, also the Harlem Film House, which has had a lot of events there as well. And obviously, do you see the worlds becoming NFTs for you as well as your artwork?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's why I was so interested in what NFT Oasis was doing because they're actually utilizing NFTs in the blockchain in this metaverse. And so the way that they're, you know, like the way that they've turned their penthouse into an NFT, and one of the recent builds that I did for them, which is called the Dream House NFT project, that's going to be launching very soon, and so people can buy one of those houses as well. It's been nice to learn through NFT Oasis on the creative ways to utilize this space and NFTs. And so I definitely see in the future having some of my very premium builds be a one of a kind, secure ownership on the blockchain.
Great. So I don't know if you caught it, but last week we had Vin Rock on the show from Naughty by Nature, and you obviously built his incredible multi-world mansion that you had over there for the big Hollowport concert that they did. And a bunch of us have gone through and actually toured. It's an amazing world. So that was an incredible build. What was it like to do something like that? And do you see um, more celebrities and musicians and stuff coming over here to utilize skills of yours?
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, when Vinny first told me and Nira about his project that he wanted to do, the NFT art gallery was like one of the prominent things he wanted to do, and also
Mhm.
the wearable, like the store that he has in the mansion. He
Mhm.
definitely wants to turn into an NFT type of marketplace for his merchandise. And I think right now, like we see in the headlines that a lot of celebrities are getting into the crypto space and getting into the NFTs. And right now, most of them are heading straight towards, the sandbox and Decentraland, and crypto voxels because of the direct link to commerce within those platforms. But I think as people start to see that the experiences outweigh the possession of land, people will want to venture out to places where there are people actually having these really personal, in-depth experiences, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to come on to the team of NFT Oasis is because they're not playing into the scarcity aspect of the current NFT space and the land grabs. They're actually planning for everybody to take part in the abundance of the metaverse, making sure that everybody gets paid. So even down to event hosts and people that are streaming, like Jerome is streaming, like he could actually get paid to stream. You could get
Mhm.
paid to host. Um, Other people can get paid to drop kits into a world. You can get paid to, build for your favorite celebrities. They're really creating a community of people that are both creative and artists, and like he's connecting artists to collectors and collectors to designers and designers to freelancers. So this economy of, the creator economy being very abundant with the use of NFTs instead of just the superficial, um, yeah, the scarcity tactics that are going on in the space right now. The utilization of NFTs is a lot broader than what's being talked about.
And one of the big things with alt space is community, so I can see why this is an appealing platform versus the others.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are going to come to realize that, other than just collecting land and these collectibles, that collecting experiences is going to be the way of the metaverse in the future. I think we all know here, being a part of this community, that it's the experiences that we have with other people and the connections that we've made far exceeds what kind of monetary gain we can get from the platform. Um, and
Absolutely.
that's, you know, I think everybody should be paid for what effort they put in. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't want it to be so far that it's the only thing people think about. So for me, I wouldn't be as successful in this space if money was the only thing on my mind. And so um, it really is about the people and the experiences that people are able to create and have the utilization of the art that I share.
Absolutely. I mean, and I feel that the community that we see in here, obviously we have many people that we see regularly throughout the week coming on here, and they're coming in here to spend time with other people that they enjoy the community of. So that is focusing on making the best experience for the visitors is that got to be up here as a top priority. Yes, of course everybody wants to monetize and make this, let's make our future in here in the metaverse, but at the same time, we can't lose the core values of making this an incredible experience for people who come in.
Absolutely.
And as well as yourself. I mean, you want to enjoy coming in here as well, even if you are working.
I do less working when I'm in the headset. Most of the work happens on the computer. So when I am in here, I usually am spending time with the community, or my circle of friends.
Mhm.
It's definitely like this space is more about community than anything else. And so um my purpose here is to enable other people to create these experiences with the people that they connect with. So that's the purpose behind my worlds. Is to create a a space that encourages you to be social.
That's a good purpose. What would you say is one of your favorite worlds that you've designed? It was maybe a custom world for someone.
Uh, it's kind of like asking me which kid I love better, or love more. Um, because I do put my heart and my soul into every project, no matter it's something for the Patreon or a client.
Mhm.
Um, it's kind of like asking me which dream I like more, you know? Uh,
Of course,
it's
yeah.
it's hard to say. I think from from a design and like perspective of what I'm really proud of, I think I'm really proud of Club Premiere,
Mm.
especially the transition from very first club that I ever built into, very Art Deco, luxurious, nightclub. And like Club Premiere is really close to me because uh, Rockadala really he utilized the space for what I think it was perfect for, and the consistency, every Thursday night, right? And Monday nights now with Cute Tech. Like it's really important to me that when I create something, it makes an impact on people.
Of
And
course,
so,
yeah.
uh, in alignment with my purpose here, in this lifetime is to impact as many people as I can. And I think creating a space that um, has a really nice, a really good utility for community is something that really, really, makes me feel good about what I've done.
Now, in addition to the NFTs and the world building, you've also, we talked about you do custom kits. You also do some MREs as well. You've done your jewelry line that people can go in and put on their sunglasses and the jewelry. Do you have more affinity for the kits and MR? For obviously, you love the world building the NFTs, but do you like doing that as well, or do you prefer to stick with the world building and the NFTs?
So I think my only hesitation to doing more MREs is just that I can't code. And so um, if I could code, I would definitely make more because my mind always thinks of new innovative way to do something that I've seen done, or make something completely up out of nowhere. And I think there's a lot of really good MRE builders already, and um, it kind of teaches me to kind of stay in my own lane. And
Mhm.
when it comes to jewelry, I was had all of the different jewelry before the update, and then my display was to consolidate all of the jewelry um, at once, so that I didn't
Mhm.
have multiple MREs going. I think me staying in the world building in the kit making lane just gives other people the opportunity to shine in what they're good at. So I definitely want to uh, see other people take over the wearables and the um, interactables in that way.
Now, have you taken in any interns or any proteges that you've worked with to try and help people grow and learn some of this stuff?
Yeah, so I have a world building group on Facebook. It's the VR World Building Collective, or VR World Builder Collective, and it's kind of a way for me to mentor a lot of people at the same time. So I host these open studio sessions where um, we meet on Google Meet, and we can share screens and ask questions and get help. I used to do private lessons a lot for like 8 months, but it got to a point where it was just too overwhelming, and there wasn't a way to teach everybody everything within an hour of getting set up, and a lot of people fell through the cracks. And
Mhm.
so the group is where I disperse a lot of content and information about how to streamline and quickly get through the process of building your first world. Um, when it comes to like specific people that I'm um, teaching. One of the closest ones is definitely Crisco, because I saw that she came into the space and she really just took the bull by the horns, right? And because she has a graphic design background, um, and tenacity, she's already, hit the ground running. And for me, it wasn't that I needed to teach her anything that she didn't know, but I just wanted to support her and make sure that, she had access to the tools that I've had access to, so that she can really make, her dream and other people's dreams come to fruition a lot quicker, right? Um, and she's a force to be reckoned with already. And her sister Kizzy is right there next to her doing the exact same thing. I'm super proud of both of them. Um, and we frequently get on calls together and just chat and um, get into the weeds of Blender together, and it's really fun to be a part of their journey, right? Just watch from afar and see how they're um, really kicking ass and making sure that the quality is up to par, for clientele work. Um, and so there's a lot of people that I see with amazing potential, and I just want to be able to support them as much as I can without, you know, taking too much time away from my personal life.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, it's great to see that you're able to, mentor within the community as well. So that's great. So what's next for you? Do you think in 2022, what should we be seeing coming forth from you?
What happened?
Um, a lot of kick-ass worlds. I have a lot, like, I mean, for real, like, I really genuinely feel like I'm just getting started. Um, I'm only a year and a half into world building. Um, I'm coming up on my second year in alt space. Um, but a year and a half into world building. And so I mean, I came in fresh. I didn't know any 3D modeling before I came in here, you know, um, and I'm learning a lot every day. And this morning, this morning I got started on a project for a new client, and it's baller for sure.
Nice.
It's baller.
So we'll be looking forward to seeing that.
It's definitely another level up. And it's a mansion that is exquisite. Um, and so just, just I think just prepare yourself to be consistently, amazed by the progress, you know. Um, put a lot of effort and a lot of time, a lot of care
Mhm.
into what I do, and so you're gonna continue to see more of that.
For anyone who isn't already following Artsy, you want to follow her on Instagram at ArtsyInVR. Up here on the board, you'll see the name, and you want to pay attention because we're going to be looking forward to a lot of things coming from you this year, as well as seeing your artwork turned into NFTs. And then we can go check those out as well. Um, Thank you, everyone who's come here today to see the show. If you could just take a moment to look up at 11 o'clock on your menu and go to You Are Here and rate the event, that would be great. If you could give it fives, that would be even better. Um, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we ask the audience if there's any questions?
Yeah. So um, I built my very first project um, as a full time employee of NFT Oasis. I built a welcome world for them. Um, the welcome world is a place for, like, because they're going to be onboarding a lot of new people to the space. I built a world that has like steps and guides for new people, like little quick tutorial type of thing. And then I built like a lounge and a self-guided tour area with different portals to different NFT Oasis worlds. And then there's going to be a library of abundance, which talks about the different people that have brought their stories into the metaverse. And so it just got featured um, on the featured worlds page. It's on the very last page. It's called Welcome to NFT Oasis. Definitely check it out. Put it in your favorites, and take your friends there. NFT Oasis is doing some really cool things in the space, and a lot more things are coming. I'm kind of a conduit for world builders, kit makers, MRE makers for the impending marketplace that's coming. To make sure you guys get paid and you guys can work with really cool people. And so I definitely want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to be a part of that if they want to. Just check out the Welcome World, put in your favorites, visit there often if you want to. Just be on the lookout, and
Mhm.
I will let you guys know when more opportunities come.
Thank you. Wonderful. Let's go to our audience. Is there anyone who has any questions for Artsy? You can just click on the raise hand feature, which is down in your right-hand side.
Don't be shy.
Did anyone say anything? If not, I just want to. I can make a comment.
Mine is up here.
It might not
Okay.
be a question.
Okay.
I don't even know what my comment is, other than Artsy, I love you to death. You're
That's it.
super dope. Not even just like the
Sorry,
aesthetic.
facetious. Sorry, facetious. Can you just click the raise button so I can give you amplify, please?
Oh, okay. My bad. All right.
I think you're on.
I was winging it. My bad. Now or no?
Yeah.
I don't
You're
normally
good.
speak, and I always say that, but I just had to give a quick comment because, like, you are just so inspiring, Artsy. I don't want to ask a question or anything right now, but I just want to say, like, aesthetically, like, you're the dopest builders, and for you to teach people, I think that's super amazing. But not only that, like, it's inspiring because it makes people level up in this space. So I just want to say thank you for who you've always been to me. I appreciate you as a friend, a builder, and I'm just always wowed by you. So that's all I wanted to say. And I'm not wowed by a lot.
Thank you, facetious. I appreciate you too.
Okay, we have Paul.
Yeah, Artsy, just want to say, give you props and say, do
Oh,
I check? Is that good? Can you hear me?
oh yeah. Sorry.
No, you went off.
It went off? Okay. So I don't know if you remember, we did an interview like 2 years ago when you first got into Altspace. So you've been amazing.
You're on megaphone now.
All right, good.
Can you
Okay,
say it
here we go.
again?
Yeah, so you may not remember me, but we did an interview like 2 years ago when you first got into Altspace. And so I dropped off the scene, but now I'm back. And so I just want to compliment you and just thank you very much for what you're doing. You're amazing. So keep up the great work. So
Thank you. I remember
all I
you,
gotta say.
Paul.
Okay, great.
We went through an interview. Was it Facebook interview through my art gallery
Yeah,
when I first put it up?
yeah.
It was actually before I updated it, so I think the walls
Right.
were still white.
It was
Yeah.
and so I'm actually sitting on my Vimeo channel. So what I'm going to do is update it and release it. So thanks a lot for that. So yeah,
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
make sure I give you a link.
I can't remember what I said 2 years ago, so that'd be fun. Look back.
Well, I was thinking of a private link then, so I won't release it until after you give me the okay. So
That'd be great.
all right.
Thanks,
God bless you,
Paul.
sister. Be well. Okay.
next up we have Q-Tech.
Yes, Artsy is a dope builder. When Blade, Rockadala, and I sat and talked about upgrading, I complained about there not being a rooftop and there being no water and no place for me to really chill at. And Artsy captured all of that. I mean, I couldn't have imagined anything better. And she is like so dope. You're so dope, girl. And
Thank you.
such a down to earth person. And even when the last photo shoot, video shoot that we had, my controllers were going crazy. First person I screamed for was Artsy. I was like, Artsy, please help me, please help me. And without question, she just came to my aid and helped out. And I just want to say thank you for all of that you do.
Thank you, Cute Tech.
Do we have anyone else? Okay,
That was
then
easy.
what we're going to do is we're going
Oh.
to open up the gallery here.
Jerome, Jerome has a question. Jerome?
Oh, Jerome?
I want to thank you for joining us. I wanted to ask an NFT related question. I know that there's a lot of people here that don't really know much about NFTs. Wanted to know if you could give us an insight as to, I guess, what's your favorite platform or which ones grab your interest and why?
Like a marketplace? Like an NFT marketplace? Which one?
Jerome?
I'm guessing that's what he means.
Jerome, you still in
What
there?
happened?
Oh, sorry.
think you
What
muted.
kind of marketplace? I mean, what kind of platform?
NFT. Like, what's your favorite NFT marketplace and why?
Oh, um, I think it would be OpenSea just because of, you know, the accessibility factor. I think I haven't really explored a lot of the other ones, just because I knew that, like when I was doing my research, ETH was the currency that I wanted to use, and they had, Polygon Matic, because a lot of people, when they want to mint something on the Ethereum blockchain, one of the biggest hurdles for people to overcome is the gas prices. Because during the heat of the NFT buzz, like gas prices were more expensive than the NFTs were. So um, I think the fact that OpenSea lets you use Polygon um, lets more people access the platform and actually buy NFTs. I mean, there are other blockchains, right, that allow you to mint for free or mint cheaper. One of the one of the wallets that I have is the Phantom wallet for Solana. Um, but some of the smaller ones have, they're like still unsure of the longevity of those. So I just wanted to be safe and go with Ethereum. But there are other ones, that you should definitely explore. Um, there's something about minting something, like has a permanent record on the blockchain that kind of makes me uh, both excited and nervous. So um, when something is forever, people tend to be a little bit more cautious. Uh, so we'll explore more soon. But I think for the majority of people that I was talking to on Clubhouse at the time who were very interested in collecting NFTs, the majority of them, were buying it in Ethereum.
You can open up the gallery
Okay.
if you want.
So we are going to open up the gallery now so that everyone can come up and take a look at some of Artsy's work in here. Some of it is her artwork and some of it is some images of the worlds that she has built. So thank you so much again for coming on here tonight. We really appreciate it. And we will see all of you again next week at Yummy NFTs. Hopefully you'll all come back next week. We're going to have Orr, who was scheduled a couple weeks ago and had to reschedule. So we'll be seeing her. She's a comedian who is incorporating NFTs in her work now. And come on up and we'll take a look at the gallery.
Thank you so much, guys.
So, like,
Let's go take a look.
if you wanted to make an
I'd like to try and get a group shot of, a picture of a bunch of people up here with us if we can. We usually do that each week.
Sure, let's get in the photo.
Okay.
Before we go in the
Can we
gallery or
grab some
after?
people to come up here and we'll grab a little picture with Artsy?
Come here.
Of course, that's
What's
without
up?
question.
What's going on, Mello? What up, Chase?
What's
Like
going
your
on, y'all?
outfit.
Come up here.
You want me to take your photo?
Why am I
Photo.
still? Why am I so tall?
Ellie.
Why you so tall, cute tech? Sit down.
I am sitting down on a sofa.
Everyone look at right there.
we-
Right at token.
Where are we looking?
Right at
At
token
Romy
gamer,
Romy.
right
At
here in the
Jerome.
front. At
I'm
blockchain.
on
his
the
boss,
computer,
yeah.
blockchain universe.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't know if they can see me.
Get in? We get in?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Ask again, I'll turn the car around, cute tech.
Last one. 3, 2, 1. Great job, everybody.
Jeez.
Thank you.
I hate how I smile.
Thank you so much.
Like, you can actually see the smile.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Let's start over
Yeah,
here.
Thank
Let's
you
go
so
in and
much.
take
That
a
was
look at your
awesome.
stuff. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on.
That was a dope interview, Artsy.
Yes.
dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
job. Good
it's-
job.
Always.